Good evening and welcome to Focal News Bulletin, a 50 minutes of all of the major development in our country. Liberia highlighting the global Lyndon Trobert anchoring this edition of Focal News Summary. Liberia is bidding for the non-permanent soul for the 2026-2027 term. This marks a potential return to the global's decision making body for the first time in 65 debate, calling it a historic diplomatic milestone and of reaffirmations of Liberia's global leadership in peace and security. The historic vote is expected to take place Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. Meanwhile, in a rare show of unity, political actors from across the divide, ruling in opposition, civil society institutions, and ordinary Liberians have rallied behind the campaign. The vote scheduled for June 10, 2023, the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York is expected to return Liberian agreement with Ireland. This time, Liberia is supposed to serve a full term, representing West Africa in one of the world's most powerful decision making bodies. Wilson, who served under former President George Weah as from 2018 to 2024, leaves behind a legacy many describe as one of stated leadership, especially in the sectors of youth development and sports. During his tenure, Liberia witnessed gradual improvements in sports infrastructure, increased support for grassroots youth initiative, and deeper engagement with regional and international sporting bodies. The comments comes amid quiet rumblings of a possible political resurgence by George Weah, who was defeated in the 2023 presidential runoff. Weah's allies are reportedly reorganizing ahead of the 2029 general elections, marking any commentaries, no matter how veiled, from former officials more consequential. Vice President Jeremiah Coon over the weekend led mediation efforts aimed at settling prolonged dispute between the family of slain President Samuel Doe and Grand Gita County Senator Zod Emmanuel Pennon. The dialogue, which seeks to embrace reconciliation and end years of disunity between both families, was held at the home of the former president. Vice President Coon mediation efforts comes amid a visible rift between Grand Gita County Senator Zod Emmanuel Pennon and Mami Doe, daughter of the deceased President Samuel Canyon Doe. He expressed disappointment over Senator Pennon's absence, citing ongoing tension between the two as a source of division. Cohn revealed that separate conversation with both parties confirmed lingering disagreement, something he says has overshadowed the funeral preparation of the wife of the former President Nessa Doe. National Public Health Institute of Liberia has announced additional cases of monkeypox virus, increasing the numbers of active cases to 69. There is no death reported so far. In a release, the National Public Health Institute indicated that the new cases coincide with its testing done at the National Reference Laboratory. Meanwhile, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia has called for the observance of several health protocols aimed at preventing further spread of the virus. The move, which comes amid heightening prevalence of the virus, is geared towards mitigating the current transmission of the virus in public gatherings. The head of the West African Examination Council, Dave Boto, has named examination malpractice as a significant issue faced by the council. In a radio interview recently, Mr. Boto linked technology advancement as a serious issue, which, according to him, is fostering dishonest behavior among students. The White House revealed that some individuals are even pretending to be students to sit the examination test, something he blamed the school authorities. He warned students to desist from paying others to assist them during the exam, adding that it contributes to their failure. Meanwhile, Daily Boto has announced that WAEC exam results will be released before August 15, a move he says is in line with the directive of the Ministry of Education. The Financial Intelligence Agency has summoned Monrovia City Mayor Siafa regarding serious allegations of corruption at the Monrovia City Corporation. The FIA said it had gathered intelligence on various activities of the MCC which violates established laws. The allegations include arbitrary deductions of employee salaries, the issuance of details received to taxpayer payroll partly, among others allegations. The agency's head, Mohamed Nassar, is requesting a series of documents from the Office of Mayor Siafa to assist with the FIA analysis and investigation. The Monrovia City Mayor is expected to provide requested information to the FIA to facilitate the investigation. The Liberia Council of Churches has rejected a claim by Bishop of the Don Stewart Christ Pentecostal Church alleging that its president has taken the council as an auxiliary of the Unity Party-led government. Over the weekend, Bishop Talbot Dixon in a press conference alleged that Reverend Dr. Sammy Rees is using the LCC as a springboard to win favor from the Unity Party-led government, but delivering the state of address at the second day of the General Assembly Reverend Dr. Rees claimed that a statement by Bishop Dixon lacks any iota of truth. According to Reverend Dr. Rees, Bishop Dixon should have attended the General Assembly just to prove his allegation. Scores of citizens in New Georgia Township have expressed concern over recent statement made by Montserrado County Superintendent Troy Bryant. Superintendent Bryant has since called for the establishment of the New Georgia Township Council, but the aggrieved citizens said Superintendent Bryant does not hold legitimate right to do so. The citizens contend that the alleged statement is an overlap of responsibilities of the office of the superintendent. Concerns continue to soar as citizens claim the actions of the superintendent could potentially disrupt the existing structures of the governing councils in New Georgia Township. In the release, Superintendent Bryant also claimed his action did not violate any law, adding that it is consistent with the Local Government Act of 2018. He added that the township, when established, will create an enabling environment for coordinations, fostering healthy working relationship with township commissioners. As part of the government's Operation Singod, and in line with the Indian government principle and resolute stance against terrorism, an all-party parliamentarian delegation comprising members of the parliament has arrived in Monrovia. The visit underscores India's unwavering message of zero tolerance towards terrorism in all forms and manifestations. The delegation was received upon arrival at the Rabat International Airport recently. Ambassador Manjam Biharad Viman, Ambassador of India to Liberia, Representative Sekou Kanan, Montserrado County District 2, Representative and Chairman of House Executive Committee Prince Toll received the Indian delegation. Members of the Indian delegations included Mrs. Bansuri Soare, Mr. Mohammed Bashir Atud, and Samsin Patrad, among others. A former legislative candidate in District 17, Montserrado County, has called for price stability in the transportations of containers from the National Port Authority to business institutions in the country. Ache Sanan said the lack of price stability is creating problems for the owners of trucks transporting containers from the MPA and other concession areas in Liberia. Sam made a call when he performed the official launching of a fund drive for the construction of a parking lot for the Liberia National Truckers Union during the induction of the newly elected officers of the organization during the weekend. Meanwhile, the newly inducted president of the Liberia National Truckers Union, Omaru Fofana, has assured the Liberian government that his leadership will ensure 100% tax compliance throughout the country. Fofana added that his leadership will also ensure that applying the rules are rewarded in order to ensure the safety of the public and business of their clients. Others inducted during the weekend were Ibrahim Morbad, Vice President, Yahya Kemukal, Secretary General, Fatou Lamin, Treasurer, among others. The Ministry of Labor is expected to commence a nationwide audit of work permits at all business and concession areas in Liberia. A Labor Ministry press release quotes a communication signed by Minister Kopo Crowd that the exercise will kick off Monday, June 2nd, is to ensure that all aliens employed within the Republic of Liberia are operating in compliance with the terms on which their work permits were granted. The audit also intended to ensure individual non-Liberians in possession of work permits with companies and concession areas are engaged in the job described by the work permit application. The ministry said it has observed an alarming trend wherein employers misrepresent the actual job roles of alien employees during the permit application process, especially application for renewal. The presiding judge in chamber at the Supreme Court has mandated Judge Willis, resident judge of the 7th Judicial Circuit Court in Grangeda County, to hold legal proceedings in defending Davis Nangwe criminal case after he denied the defendant motion for bail. Defendant Nangwe has been accused of statutory rape, but during his trial at the 7th Judicial Circuit Court in 2024, the jurors refused to convict or acquit him for his offense. Associate Justice Shannon Clinton Johnson, May 27, 2025, action was triggered. Petition for a writ of certiorari filed by defense lawyer Counselor Moses Rennie before the High Court, seeking to overturn Judge Willie's legal decision consistent with Chapter 16, Section 16.21 of the Criminal Procedure Law. However, Justice Clinton Johnson also cited all parties to appear for a legal conference on Tuesday, June 17, 2025, before rendering any decision on the matter as provided by law. Counsel Rennie's petition to the court is challenging Judge Willie's ruling, where he denied defendant Davis Nangbe's motion to admit to a bill consistent with Chapter 13, Section 13.1 of the Criminal Procedure Law of Liberia. Counsel Rennie argued that Judge Wills erred to deny his client bail, especially when the trial jurors rendered divided verdict, which placed his client to be bailed consistent with Chapter 13, Section 13.1 of the Criminal Procedure Law. Reports from Riverdale County says 3 inmates, including 2 convicted criminals, have reportedly escaped from the Fishtown Central Prison following jailbreak. The 2 convicted criminals were Nelson Jolo and Samuel Toll, while the other escapee names remain unknown. The actual cause of the jailbreak still remain unknown, as prison authority in the county is tight-lipped on the matter. At the same time, the assigned judge of the 15th Judicial Circuit Court has sentenced 3 defendants to separate prison terms after they pleaded guilty to the commissions of their respective criminal offenses to avoid full litigations. Despite the defendant's open confession, according to our judicial correspondent, Judge Onisman Bowen sentenced defendant Nelson Jolo to 15 years imprisonment for armed robbing Madam Mercy Skibo, while defendant Peter Weald and Samuel Toll were slapped with 10 and 17 years imprisonment for each for unlicensed possessions and sale of unauthorized drug and substance in violations of Section 14.85 and 14.89 of the new drug law of Liberia. And 31 people have been killed and more than 150 injured in Israeli gunfire near an aid distribution center in Gaza, the Hamas-run health ministry and medics said. Reports said one incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday as people were in queues for aid in Rafah in the south of Gaza. Another incident was said to have happened near a separate aid center in central Gaza, with reports of 14 injured. The group that is providing the aid, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, has denied the claims and said they have been spread by Hamas. The Israeli Defense Force said findings from an initial inquiry said explosives had not fired at Gazans while they were near or within aid points. As of Sunday evening, the situation remained unclear with regards to report of the incident near the distribution centers in Rahav and the Nazin corridor. The BBC was contacted by doctors of the Nazi hospital who said they have received more than 200 people with injuries caused by bullets. Local journalists and activists share footages of bodies and wounded people being transported on donkey cart to the Red Cross Field Hospital in the Mawasit area. The BBC has examined footage of bodies being carried out on carts and Gaza's health carts in the back of lorries to Nazi's hospital. Gaza's health ministry said more than 200 cases had arrived at the hospitals, including 31 deaths. With this being said, this is how we will sum up our news presentation for today. My name is K. Lyndon Togba. I presented. Do have yourself a blessed Monday.
Focal TV. bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Tobo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.